Kanye West and Bianca Censori are eating up the social world right now. Let's look at their craziest moments so far that have left fans deeply concerned. The Grammys red carpet stunt. Of course, I have to start with this. It's so fresh and it's all the talk right now, so let's get into it. Bianca Censori's performance in front of the paparazzi has left a lasting impression. I mean, she was pretty much naked, aside from like a thin, transparent mini dress and a pair of clear high heels. The 30-year-old climbed out of her car with hubby Kanye West and strutted down the red carpet in her thick black fur coat before dropping it and revealing all. It sent shockwaves through the world of pop culture, with people even questioning why she wasn't arrested for indecent exposure. West himself has been extremely vocal on the stunt, but almost everything he's posted to Instagram he has since deleted. It all took place on Sunday, February 2nd, while the pair attended the 67th Grammy Awards ceremony, which, 47-year-old West was up for Best Rap Song for his hit Carnival, which Kendrick Lamar ultimately took home the award for Not Like Us for it. Taking to his Instagram account on February 4th, he posted, "For clarity, my wife is the most Google person on the planet called Earth," before adding, "We beat the Grammys." Now, Censori's 20-year-old sister, Angelina, has broken her silence with an Instagram comment on West's post sharing the now viral video of the big reveal. She also commented on a post shared by West, which of course has since been deleted, with a fire emoji. So the former architect's little sister is in her corner and looks to be supportive of, their antics. His post read, "Custom couture Grammy dress for the most beautiful ever, my love, my best friend, and my wife." On the same day, West shared 3 pictures, 2 of Google Trends and one of Censori with her back to a camera at home, seemingly like in a practice shot. Now, the first picture taken from Google Trends shows how Bianca Censori's Grammys, was searched more than Grammy winners 2025. The second Google Trends screenshot shows how US residents have searched about what his wife did more than like Beyonce Grammys, which is usually really popular, Benson Boone, Chappell Roan, and Doechii combined. So, a lot of hits there. It comes as a source close to West told The Sun on Sunday that the rapper allegedly used the Grammys to celebrate art through Censori. They said, "People have called this a stunt, but to Ye, this is like his art. He turned up, made headlines around the world, and left. No one told him what to do, and even if they had, he wouldn't have listened." Kanye always planned to do the red carpet and leave. He never sit through the Grammys because it's so dull and boring. Sources describe Censori as like a muse for West, adding, "There's no coercion involved. This is what Kanye does. He makes a statement and the whole world talks about it." Well, goal achieved, that's for sure, because yes, people are talking about it. One person on social media said, "Poor girl, if he had any respect at all for his wife, he wouldn't have used her to his own gain. What a disgusting excuse of a man." With another person adding, "Kanye West is a coward. I don't see him stripping down, for art." Many people have said Censori is sadly under control, and the whole thing is just like deeply unsettling. Despite initial reports that they were actually kicked out, we later learned that that wasn't actually true, and the rapper and his wife just intentionally got in his car and left the event immediately after walking the carpet. Let's talk about their NSFW water taxi incident, shall we? Now, during a trip to Italy in August of 2023, Kanye West and Bianca Censori were involved in an indecent incident on a water taxi in Venice, Italy. The incident went absolutely viral, and the couple were banned from the water taxi company for like life. They were also under investigation by Italian police, and to not leave you wondering, let me explain what happened. So, while on a boat, West was seen with his pants down, with Censori in or like on his lap, basically nestled into it. Imagine that for yourself. Kanye West and Bianca Censori never spoke about the shocking events on the water taxi in Italy, despite being banned for life and being investigated. However, the rapper appears to reference the act in a song from his album Vultures. In one of his songs, West could be heard rapping about getting some play from his wife in public. The throwaway lyric in the song definitely caught the attention of people listening to it. At the time, videos and photos of the couple aboard the water taxi went viral and were circulated all over over the internet. Like, it would be hard not to miss it. Tourists and locals, especially those on neighboring water taxis, could be seen like staring at the couple, who seemed completely unaware of their busy and crowded surroundings. After a certain period of time had passed, the couple quickly disbanded from their intimate moment and rushed into the more private area of the boat that had like a roof. Now, why they didn't think to do that in the first place is beyond me, but then again, you know, this is Kanye for you. Kanye's not dumb. He knew exactly, you know, what would come of this, so he definitely got the attention he was so desperately seeking, clearly. It's reported that while on the water taxi, West and Censori were also accompanied by a mysterious woman who was reportedly their guide on their Italy trip. Now, shortly after the videos and photos went viral on social media, Venice Motoscafi, which is the company that owns the water taxi they were on, condemned the couple's actions in a statement. The company emphasized, you know, that West and Censori were no longer welcome to use their water taxis, and noted that they were completely unaware of the incident until it hit the internet. They also revealed that the driver of the water taxi had no idea that West and Censori were up to no good, as he was busy, you know, monitoring the traffic ahead of them. So that makes sense. I mean, the company's statement read, "On board, the driver had to keep a lookout for traffic and did not see these obscenities. You know, if this had happened, he would have immediately disembarked and reported the transgressors to those in authority." In addition, there was a third person on board the taxi who accompanied Mr. and Mrs. West, who obstructed the captain's view to the stern in any case. We completely dissociate ourselves from such acts and behavior. Mr. West and his wife will certainly no longer be welcome on board our company's boats. Now, shortly after being banned from the water taxi service, it was revealed that the couple was under investigation after multiple people actually called to report West and Censori's raunchy act. A police source said, you know, of the incident, "There are standards of public decorum that have to be followed by tourists and locals alike, and any breaches are severely punished." The images of West with his trousers down while in a taxi as he and his partner, you know, crossed the lagoon were seen all over the globe. They also added, you know, you could clearly see his trousers were half down, and we have received complaints from people who witnessed it. Now we have identified the driver of the boat, and we will be asking him what he saw as well. The source further claimed that the photos and videos of the couple posted online were just hard proof, you know, that they were involved in a state of intimacy. Well, despite a lot of talk, from the look of things, you know, the couple got off scot-free, as there were no reports of charges ever being brought against them in Italy. Aside from these two well-known moments, there hasn't been much more standout incidents between the couple, which makes sense because they haven't been together for too long. But some other things that have made people concerned are Bianca's bold fashion choices, which many people actually think she has no say in. You know, a lot of people are under the impression that Kanye is controlling her every move, but also picking out every piece of clothing she wears or doesn't wear. Since marrying Kanye, you know, she has been really experimenting with her style, wearing almost nothing but very provocative outfits, with one actually consisting only of body tape. Now, these fashion choices have done nothing but make headlines every single time. And while she sports these risky outfits all the time, Kanye does the complete opposite, wearing an overwhelming amount of clothing, sporting shoulder pads and soleless sock shoes on several occasions. You know, a lot of people online have said it looks like Kanye might be into some weird kinks and is using Censori to fulfill these passions. One person that's extremely against the way Bianca dresses is, of course, his ex-wife Kim Kardashian. She's been very vocal about her dislike for what Beyonce wears. You know, Beyonce? That's Beyonce. She's been very vocal about her dislike for what Bianca wears, especially around her kids. And it's alleged that she told Kanye multiple times that Bianca needs to start dressing, you know, in a more conservative manner when around the children that they share. She apparently instructed Kanye to never let Bianca, you know, dress like that around their kids ever. And she's apparently even surprised that Kanye would even let his wife, you know, leave the house looking like that. Everything honestly has been a hot mess. In April 2023, she wore a sheer head-to-toe ensemble with her face completely covered when they showed up for the Fear of God runway show. And in February 2024, during Milan's Fashion Week, she arrived with Kanye wearing a black leather bodysuit that didn't include pants. And in June 2023, as they were heading to a Sunday church service in LA, she was seen wearing a black head-to-toe outfit with a sculptured padded ring kind of encircling her shoulders and neck. neck. It was weird and honestly like not cute at all, but what do I know? I'm not the fashion police, and maybe some of you are, and maybe some of you like it. So if you like it, I love it. So let me know your thoughts on Bianca and Kanye West.
Kanye West got kicked out of the Grammys with his wife Bianca Censori, and it was insane. I mean, Kanye is known for being crazy, but this reached a whole other level. Now, Kanye was wearing an all-black outfit and Bianca was in a long black fur coat. But then she removed her coat on the red carpet, revealing her nearly naked look with a nude hued sheer dress without any underwear or bra on. Now, she was pretty much naked and people were confused and also disgusted. Now, personally, I think it was not appropriate at all and it was just weird. Now, Kanye even stepped to the side so photographers could take photos of her. Again, it was just weird and gross and ugh. But the couple did not go inside the event. They actually walked the carpet and left. Then rumors swirled that the couple were escorted off the premises, having not been invited to the telecast. But speaking to a source close to the Grammys, Variety has refuted those claims. Instead, they write Kanye West walked the carpet, got in his car, and left. I don't know though. With pulling a stunt like that, they should have been kicked out. Now, Kanye then posted and deleted images from the evening on his Instagram account, captioning one of the photos with "Love Story." Now, Kanye was nominated last night for Best Rap Song for Carnival alongside Ty Dolla $ign, Rick the Kid, and Playboi Carti. Now, the track, which was released via his last album, Vultures 2, lost to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us during the pre-show awards presentation. But why was he kicked out? Well, due to his and his wife's behavior on the red carpet. Now, this appearance marked Kanye's first time attending the Grammy Awards in 10 years. He last appeared at the event in 2015 when he was nominated for Best Rap Sung Collaboration and Best Rap Song for Bound 2 from his 2013 LP Yeezus. Now, at the ceremony, Kanye performed 4 or 5 seconds with Paul McCartney and Rihanna, but he also did something so disrespectful at that show as well. Kanye once again pulled his notorious award show interruption stunt whenever a white artist wins over Beyonce by taking the stage when Beck won Album of the Year with Morning Phase over Beyonce. I just know that the Grammys, if they want real artists to keep coming back, they need to stop playing with us. We ain't gonna play with them no more, Kanye said following the incident to E! News. Because when you keep on diminishing art and not respecting the craft and smacking people in the face after they deliver monumental feats of music, you've disrespected the inspiration. Now, Kanye was also supposed to perform at the 2022 Grammys, but was later asked not to by the organization. So he was banned from performing at the show. Why? Well, it was due to his concerning online behavior, a rep for him confirmed. In 2022, Kanye kinda went off the deep end, posting and saying a lot of offensive things, and a report stated that the decision was made partially because of the concerns over possible interactions between Kanye and the Grammys host Trevor Noah. Now, Kanye used a slur against Trevor in an Instagram post regarding comments that he made regarding Kanye's split with Kim Kardashian, resulting in a 24-hour ban from the platform for Kanye. However, Trevor appeared to distance himself from the Grammys' decision then, tweeting, "I said counsel Kanye, not cancel Kanye." But over the past couple of days, Kanye had also been spotted acting irrationally online. Now, prior to the event, he unfollowed everyone on Instagram with the exception of Taylor Swift. He shared a screenshot of his following list on his Instagram stories, noting this, which is just weird considering the history he and Taylor Swift have. I mean, him and Taylor have had a feud since 2009. It all started when Taylor was accepting her VMA for Best Female Video, and suddenly in the middle of her speech, Kanye stormed the stage and took the microphone from her and said the infamous line, "Yo Taylor, I'm really happy for you, I'ma let you finish, but Beyonce has one of the best videos of all time." Now, he ruined one of the biggest moments of Taylor's life and their feud ignited. There was some back and forth, but then actually in 2015 the pair were spotted together at the Grammys and seemingly made up, but that didn't last for long. In June of 2016, Kim Kardashian, Kanye's then wife, said said she totally approved that regarding Taylor's knowledge of the lyrics of Famous before the song was released that Kanye had. Now Kim added she totally knew that it was coming out, she wanted all of a sudden act like she didn't. I swear my husband gets so for things when he was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. Now in July, Kim released video footage of Kanye and Taylor on the phone discussing the song Famous. Now Taylor had no idea that she was being recorded, but she did approve the lyric, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex," and was supportive of it. But then the internet turned on her. Now it's important for me to point out that she did not know or approve the lyrics "I made that be famous," which is the line that she actually had a problem with. Taylor then posted a statement saying, "Where is the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me that B in his song? It doesn't exist because it never happened. You don't get to control someone's emotional response to being called that B in front of the entire world," she wrote in a note. "I would very much like to be excluded from this narrative, one I've never asked to be a part of since 2009. Now, regardless of what Taylor said, everyone who wasn't a fan of her turned against her, with Kim and Kanye encouraging them. Then in 2020, the full unedited version of the phone call came out, proving that Taylor never lied. She never approved the lyric "I made that be famous," like she said all along. Now, addressing the full video, Taylor posted on Instagram saying, "Instead of answering those who are asking how I feel about the video footage that leaked, proving that I was telling the truth the whole time about that call, you know, the one that was illegally recorded, that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me, my family, and fans through hell for 4 years, swipe up to see what really matters." Now Taylor then spoke about this during an interview with Time at the end of 2023, reflecting on her feud with Kanye, calling it a career death of sorts. "Make no mistake, my career was taken away from me," she told the outlet. "You have a fully manufactured frame job, an illegally recorded phone call, which Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place I've never been before. I moved to a foreign country. I didn't leave a rental house for a year. I was afraid to get on phone calls. I pushed away most people in my life because I didn't trust anyone anymore. I went down really, really hard." So this kind of just proves that Kanye is really obsessed with Taylor, and again, it's just very, very weird. And then, of course, there's everything going on with his wife Bianca. Now having her dressed like that on the red carpet is crazy, but it's not the first time something like this has happened. On January 13th, 2023, TMZ reported that Kanye and Bianca had secretly wed in a private ceremony. Now many people online wondered about the legitimacy of this marriage, as Bianca looks exactly like Kim Kardashian, and many people were concerned for Bianca's well-being. Now Kanye appears to control everything that she wears, and the looks are questionable at best. "Bianca, blink twice if you need help," has been a common comment on Instagram, while others have accused Kanye of dehumanizing his wife and exploiting her body for profit. Now there's also speculation that Bianca's friends have expressed concerns about her relationship with Kanye. Now it's also been said that her parents have concerns about her relationship with Kanye after they secretly tied the knot. Bianca's father, Leo, wanted to have a proper sit down with Kanye and ask him what the hell he's thinking when he parades Bianca around like a trashy naked trophy pony, said a source who's close to Bianca. He wants to ask Kanye what he would do if his daughters North or Chicago were seen in public half naked in outfits encouraged by their husbands. Now that statement was made actually over a year ago, and I wonder what they're thinking now about the stunt that the couple pulled last night, because it's just so icky and gross. Now, it's just the beginning of the year, so who knows what other crazy things this couple might do. All I know is I'm scared to see it.
Sean Diddy Combs has found himself in some serious legal trouble over the past year, but he isn't the only rapper slammed with lawsuits. Kanye West is in a similar boat right now. One of his suits actually includes Diddy, and the two men have been pictured many times together over the years, which doesn't benefit either of them today. As you likely know, Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with a series of lawsuits from past partners and others that accuse the rapper of acting without consent in various scenarios. But what you might not have heard of is that Kanye West, who has officially changed his name to Ye, is also facing similar suits. While he isn't facing as many as Diddy, that doesn't mean his alleged actions were better. Ye is being faced with lawsuits from past employees and others that allege that he also acted inappropriately towards them without consent. One of the lawsuits in particular does name Diddy. Ye's former assistant alleges that she experienced the wrongful actions from Ye throughout her employment, and even before she started working for him. However, she didn't know that had happened until years later. She had been invited to a studio session hosted by Ye and also Diddy. She claims the drink she received had some extra things in it she didn't want that ended up impairing her judgment, to the point when she woke up the next day she couldn't remember what had happened. While initially thinking that nothing untoward occurred, she learned years later that that evening went very different from her imagination. She claims that Ye made a comment that the pair had been intimate that night, a statement that led to her realization of what events actually occurred. That means that not only did Ye allegedly harm this person, he then also offered them a position that worked closely with him and then harmed them again years later. Of course, we can't say anything is 100% true right now, as this case is still ongoing, but for right now, it's not a good look, especially when you consider how close Diddy and Ye were before the recent falling out. With both rappers accused of inappropriate behavior so close to each other, it's definitely raised some suspicions about what they had gotten up to over the years. They have been photographed together at parties many times. One notable time was when a photo dropped of the pair posing with Prince Harry, of all people. The prince was actually named in the major Diddy lawsuit, however, not as a suspect, but just as a name that Diddy would allegedly use to validate his status. So Prince Harry didn't do anything wrong, all he seemingly has done is pose with Diddy and Ye for a quick snap. The trio does seem out of place, but the photo comes from the after party for the Concert for Diana benefit that took place in 2007. Both Ye and Diddy performed, that's why all three men were in the same place at the same time. It's unclear if they ever really interacted with the prince again after that. We do know that Diddy and Ye remained close long after that photo was taken. Diddy even once said that seeing a Ye concert inspired him. In recent years, the relationship has deteriorated. The men actually had a very public falling out. Well, it wasn't public, but then Ye posted screenshots of their texts to his Instagram, which definitely let that cat out of the bag. This was back in 2022. This year was one filled with Ye-related controversies. He was saying a lot of racially charged things and insensitive things and doing a lot of strange stuff. Diddy was supporting Ye, but then Ye wore a t-shirt that he really didn't agree with, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. At first, Diddy had said in an interview that Ye's shirt was tone deaf, prompting a text from Ye saying things like, "I didn't like our convo, I'm selling these tees, nobody comes between me and my money," finishing with, "Come do something illegal to me now, please." The two men proceeded to argue over text, with Diddy asking for a face-to-face meeting and to be sent an address. Ye said some rude things about certain demographics of people, accepted Diddy's apology in advance, and then the two haven't been close since, apparently. This came as a shock to the public after seeing the two men be so friendly over the years. Ye was even at Diddy's New Year's party that year. He was seen in photos and videos of the event. TMZ acquired a few videos from that night that feature Ye chatting with the crowds. Another video he's seen with a mic in his hand and enjoying the music. It's not until a few years later that both Diddy and Ye have found themselves in trouble with the law for very similar reasons. For Diddy, his parties are causing a lot of chatter. He was once the greatest party host in Hollywood. It was a status symbol to be on a Diddy guest list because his events were so extravagant. However, nowadays, having your name attached to a Diddy party is causing more of a headache or heartache than anything else. This is due to the lawsuits against the rapper, but also because the public found out about a particular type of party Diddy would throw called a freak-off. Freak-offs were essentially a party where a bunch of people would get together and engage with each other. Allegedly, Diddy would often film these freak-offs and then use the footage to encourage the participants to keep quiet. These events were allegedly not always consensual, which is why he needed that blackmail leverage. Rumors have been circulating about who was in attendance at those events. Some people believe that any celebrity that has ever been pictured with Diddy or at a Diddy party should be under investigation. The freak-offs were sometimes elaborately planned, hotels rented kind of events, but news sites report that they weren't always that way. An award show after party Diddy had hosted allegedly dissolved into a freak-off when the group changed locations. Being an award show after party first, though, that meant that many famous people were around. However, news publications report that by the time the evening became inappropriate, all the famous faces would have left. Ye shares a similar controversy to that. The former personal assistant we mentioned before claims that Ye also hosted his own multiple parties involved inappropriate events. She claimed that she was required to coordinate these events and provide Ye with any specifics he needed for it. Another lawsuit filed against the rapper in November of this year details an incident on a 2010 Ye music video set. A model, Jennifer Ann, alleges that Ye shoved his fingers in her mouth and put his hands on her in a manner to restrict her airflow. Ann claims that she felt as if she blacked out. At the time of that incident and throughout much of his relationship with Diddy, Ye was part of America's most famous reality TV family, the Kardashian Jenners, and many of them also frequented Diddy guest lists and seemed particularly close to the disgraced rapper. Kylie Jenner was even an ambassador for his platform Revolt TV. Her and her sisters were spotted attending Diddy's 50th birthday celebration in December of 2019. Kim Kardashian has been photographed attending Diddy events even back before she was an international star that she is today. Kim famously started her Hollywood journey as a personal assistant to socialite Paris Hilton. The pair were close and even pictured hanging out at the parties with Diddy together. Khloe Kardashian has also made it known that she was close with the man. In an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians from 2014, Khloe Kardashian was taped recounting a Diddy party that she had recently attended, saying that at least half the people in attendance were unclothed. Previously in the episode, Khloe had been speaking to her sister Kourtney about the event. Kourtney had been listing off many famous names who Khloe had been with that weekend, including Justin Bieber, who would have been about 20 at that time. At the time, this conversation was nothing more than a recount of a wild Hollywood party, and with all the new information the public has learned about what went on behind closed doors in Diddy's life, it's raised some alarm. Even momager Kris Jenner has a seemingly close relationship with the former music artist. Over the years, she has posted many selfies featuring Diddy. It's unclear if Kris Jenner knew about the more disturbing side of the music artist's life, but some news publications like In Touch Weekly have reported that an insider has said the family is in panic mode. Years of them bragging about being close with the rapper are coming back to haunt them as the public starts questioning how well they really knew each other. Was it all a fabricated PR relationship, or kept at just the right distance to have been in the dark about it all, or did they know all along and do nothing? Kris Jenner and Diddy share a notable interview on Kris's self-titled talk show in August of 2013. The man even let it slip that he had a crush on Kris Jenner for a long time. The interview featured plenty of playful flirting between the pair. The pair stayed close over the years. TheList.com reports that Jenner even helped the rapper when it came to promotion for his TV platform, the previously mentioned Revolt TV. Kanye has since publicly left the Kardashian-Jenner family, and some people are wondering if that also affected this situation.
Kanye West is a public figure known for his musical talent, but also for his increasingly erratic behavior and controversial statements. Now, his public persona has become synonymous with instability and an excessive need for control. Bianca Censori, on the other hand, is a relatively private figure who has been thrust into the spotlight by her association with West. This power imbalance, where one partner, wields significant influence and public attention, is often the first red flag in a potentially unhealthy dynamic. Kanye West's history, of erratic behavior and mental health struggles is well documented. His struggles with bipolar disorder have led to numerous public outbursts, hospitalizations, and concerns about his overall well-being. This raises questions about whether he is emotionally equipped to be in a healthy, stable, long-term relationship. Furthermore, Bianca Censori's relatively unknown status before her relationship with West has led some to speculate that she may be seeking fame and fortune through her association with him. This power imbalance can create a very toxic relationship, with West potentially holding more control and influence. Another red flag is the pace in which they progressed in their relationship, as well as isolation concerns. Reports suggest the relationship between West and Censori progressed at an extremely rapid pace, culminating in a reported marriage shortly after Censori began working for West's Yeezy brand. Now, while quick relationships, are inherently negative, a whirlwind romance coupled with a sudden, drastic change in lifestyle can be a tactic used by controlling individuals to quickly establish dominance and isolate their partner from their support system. Has Censori, maintained close contact with friends and family? Has she been given the space and time to truly assess the relationship at her own pace? These are important questions to consider, and according to sources close to her, she doesn't have much, if any, contact at all with her old friends and family. West was first spotted dining with Censori in January of 2023. Now, that same month, they were seen spending time with his daughter North, and on another occasion, they were both seen and photographed holding hands as they headed into a hotel. A shock to literally almost everyone, it turns out that they had secretly wed in December, now which is, prior to them even going public with their relationship. Another big red flag is control and transformation. West has a history of dictating the appearance and behavior of his partners. We've seen this pattern emerge again with Censori. Reports and images circulating in the media often portray Censori in clothing chosen and styled by West, sometimes in ways that raise concerns about her independence and comfort. It's also noted that once she started dating West, she dramatically changed her hair, cutting it all off and dyeing it like bleach blonde. Now, which was, a very stark contrast to the long brown locks she had before. Some people assumed it's because she didn't want to be compared to Kim Kardashian, which is fair, but others have said that that's not the case at all, and it's just simply another control move by Kanye. This raises questions about agency. Is Censori, choosing these expressions for herself, or is she being molded into a specific image dictated by West? A healthy relationship celebrates individuality, not conformity. It seems like every single time I've seen her, she's like half clothed or basically not clothed at all, or wearing something extremely revealing. Does she not get cold? Like, I'm not the only one asking that, and honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny when I ask that. I genuinely want to know if she gets cold or not. She was literally the talk of the 2025 Grammys that just happened because on the red carpet, she wore the most daring outfit. She first appeared in an oversized coat that, draped heavily over her frame, and later removed it to reveal an incredibly sheer dress that left her chest and other private parts completely exposed. This was not the first time, Censori appeared this way in public though. Since the pair got together, Censori has appeared consistently in the tabloids in various levels of exposure, as well as engaged in what appears to be indecent public behavior, raising questions about what exactly the couple is going for and how much agency Censori has in putting her entire body on display. Apparently, and according to a source, West actually whispered to her in her ear, "Make a scene," right before she dropped her coat, bearing it all. I don't know, it's giving like control and humiliation, and quite frankly, it's above me now. But Betsy Chung, who's a relationship therapist from Canada, told DailyMail.com that giving up parts of your personal identity during a relationship is really dangerous. She said because couples spend so much time together, it's not entirely uncommon for them to influence each other. They might begin to dress alike, eat similar foods, and enjoy the same activities, which can be a healthy sign, that the couple has a unique identity that bonds them. However, it can be a major red flag of controlling behavior if the influence seems one-sided and results in one partner completely giving up parts of their personal identity. She added that it's even more problematic if someone shows a pattern of this behavior across multiple relationships, like Kanye has. She continued to say, in healthy relationships, admiration should be mutual, where both parties feel loved and accepted for who they are authentically. And when it comes to, fashion, that might, look like having, a bias for particular trends, but accepting that there also is value in the way your partner chooses to present themselves is important. There are many reasons, individuals may attempt to exert control over their partner's appearances. Some examples may be having an inflated sense of self and believing, that their perspectives are just superior, having a need to control people's perception of them, expecting their partners to be an accessory to supporting, that desired image, and inability to deal with uncertainty and feeling the need to control every little detail of their lives in order to feel that things are going well for them. I feel like all of this just kind of summed up Kanye, right? Lack of privacy and public humiliation. Now, the constant media attention surrounding West and Censori's relationship raises serious concerns about privacy. Their every move is scrutinized and dissected, which can be, incredibly stressful and damaging to any relationship. Furthermore, West's past public statements and social media activities, sometimes, targeting those close to him, create an environment where Censori may feel constantly vulnerable to public humiliation or scrutiny. Additionally, West's previous relationships have been marked by intense media scrutiny, possessiveness, and controlling behavior. His marriage to Kim Kardashian was particularly notable for its dramatic highs and lows, including, West's public outbursts and accusations of emotional control. This pattern of behavior raises concerns about whether West is even capable of being in a healthy, respectful relationship. Another red flag is the significant age gap between West and Censori. West is 47, while Censori is 30, and she just turned 30, a difference of nearly 2 decades. And they started dating, though, when she was like 28, and I think he was 45. Now, that age gap can create a very unequal dynamic and differences in just life experience, potentially leading to a very unhealthy relationship. It's alleged that Censori actually dropped out of the University of Melbourne in Australia, which is where she's from, after the rapper slid into her DMs. A friend of hers said Ye slid into her DMs, found her on Instagram, and said, "Come and work for me." And that's when she allegedly just dropped out. This same friend actually even said she's not even sure if Bianca's even a real architect. She also said that Bianca was not a fan of Kanye's music at all. And according to multiple sources, Kim Kardashian was never a fan of Bianca and thought their marriage was just a publicity stunt. She was also concerned that if it was was real, that would mean that Bianca would be around her children. And despite Kim's, skepticism, Censori quickly immersed herself into the role of stepmom. Now, what's really crazy is that it's alleged that back in November of 2023, Censori's friends apparently staged an intervention, urging her to wake up after she had gone, home to Australia. Now, a source said she knows that she has shut out those close to her, and she is also starting to see through the smoky mirrors of her marriage. Now, in July of 2024, 8 of Wes' former employees filed a lawsuit against him, alleging a hostile work environment and unpaid wages. But in the suit, Censori was actually accused of sending adult content to a Yeezy employee. She has denied the allegations, of course, and Wes' former chief of staff said, "I've been authorized by Bianca to stress that any allegation that she showed or caused to be shown material to minors is offensive, disgusting, and categorically false." So who knows? Aside from all of these red flags, let's not forget that he once got mad at Kim for her clothing choices, or lack thereof, and is doing the exact opposite with Bianca. He also made Bianca, delete all of her social media accounts, and she was extremely active before even meeting him. So these are all alarming, and honestly, I feel like we will all day one get to watch, a surviving Kanye West documentary. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But what do you guys think? Stockholm Syndrome or happy wife, happy life? Let me know your thoughts.
Alexa, play Obsessed by Mariah Carey because it seems like Taylor gained a new Swiftie. I think to fully understand these two and their feud, we have to enter a time machine and go back all the way to 2009. And this year, the VMAs took place like usual, except one thing that happened was so shocking that it's still talked about to this day. That was of course when Taylor won an award for Best Video by a Female Artist, and when the 19-year-old Taylor went on stage to try and accept her award, Kanye decided to not let that happen as he interrupted Taylor on stage and said this on the microphone. "I'ma let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. I can't imagine being 19 years old, winning a huge award, and then a 32-year-old rapper comes and ruins your moment." Yup, I didn't know he was 32 at the time either, but he was a full-grown man, basically bullying a teen on stage. This moment has been engraved into the brains of many, or maybe I'm just speaking about myself. But this event alone has been described as a foreshadow into the eventual transformation of Kanye, as he is seen as a pop culture villain in today's day and age. Plus, this event also set Taylor as a pop culture victim, whether that's a good or bad thing, but even to this day, that is how they are seen. The night of the 2009 VMAs, Kanye was seen on the red carpet holding a bottle of Hennessy, and as he walked down the carpet, the bottle got more and more empty, which we can assume Kanye just had
2 shots of vodka.
Although he wasn't performing that night, he was nominated for multiple different categories and was seated in the very front row. According to Billboard, he passed the bottle around to other celebrities as they waited for the show, whereas Taylor was just entering the world of pop music after being in the country scene. She was only nominated for Best Video by a Female Artist, and Beyonce was also nominated for the same category, but for her music video for Single Ladies, which we all know for the iconic dance. But it's important to know, Beyonce was also nominated for Video of the Year, which is seen as a more prestigious award. So when Taylor won, most people didn't really see it as Taylor beating Beyonce because Beyonce had another nomination coming up, but Kanye disagreed and the rest is history. So most recently, I know, I thought this feud was old too, but Kanye was having a listening party for his new album titled Vultures. This took place on February 9th of this year, and he wasn't afraid to name drop Taylor once again, but this time in a new song. The song's called Carnival, and Taylor isn't the only person who's mentioned because P. Diddy and some other very controversial rappers and even actors were in Kanye's lyrics. But in the line he mentions Taylor, it goes a little like this. I mean, since Taylor Swift, since I had a rollie on the wrist, I'm the new Jesus Beach. And yeah, Kanye didn't say beach, you can pretty much guess what he did say. But the reason why this is kinda shocking to some is because the last time Kanye mentioned Taylor, it basically started the whole feud, and don't worry, we will definitely be talking about that later on. But now that Taylor is arguably one of the biggest singers currently, I mean her impact has been insane as the economy is literally boosted in the destinations of her Eras Tour and NFL sales. since she's been seen in all the games supporting her boyfriend Travis Kelce, because according to Apex Marketing, Taylor has generated over $331 million for the Chiefs and the NFL. And this doesn't include any of the brands associated with the singer because all of them have also profited. Maybe Taylor should start showing up to my house and boost my generated income. Please, I want to be able to move out. Anyways, because Taylor currently has so much impact and fans, of course, we're going to be sharing their opinions and thoughts. One user wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, "Backstabber Kanye and his whole misogynistic fandom is so obsessed with Taylor Swift. Come on, can you be relevant without using Taylor Swift for clout?" Of course, we aren't done yet because we haven't even discussed Kanye's 2016 track called Famous, which ultimately, in my opinion, escalated the feud between the two, and Kim Kardashian, who was married to Kanye at the time, even played a role in this. In his song, his lyrics go, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have why I made that famous." And when he faced backlash, he took it to Twitter, because of course he did, to claim that he had gotten permission from Taylor herself to name drop her, and after they had an hour-long phone conversation. Gigi Hadid and Karlie Kloss are just two of many celebrities who were defending Taylor after the song dropped. Plus, Taylor's own brother Austin even posted an Instagram video of himself, in his words, spring cleaning, and showed himself trashing his Yeezys. Taylor even briefly mentioned this while accepting her Grammy Award, as she discussed people will always try to undercut or take credit for the success of young women. But this is far from the end of the infamous feud, because I think it's just getting started. Because Kim inserted herself and said in the July issue of GQ of that year, she claimed how Taylor actually approved of this and said she totally knew that was coming out. She wanted to all of a sudden act like she didn't. "I swear my husband gets so much for things when he really was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved." And then when it couldn't get worse, it did, because Kanye released a music video for Famous, which featured a wax figure of Taylor without any clothes on, in bed with Kanye, Donald Trump, Rihanna, Chris Brown, and even Caitlyn Jenner, just to name a few, all laying on a single bed with a singular bedsheet covering them. People were disgusted by this, as Lena Dunham even slammed Kanye in a Facebook post where she said this was a gender stereotype and objectification of women's bodies, as she called this video sickening and disturbing. Many felt bad for Taylor, but also according to Kanye and Kim, she was aware of this, right? Anyways, let's move on to the next point.
Hello?
Yup, the old Taylor can't pick up the phone right now, but apparently Kim can. Just watch out, because, well, you're about to find out. Following the whole drama surrounding Famous, Kim did the unthinkable. She decided to take it to Snapchat to provide so-called proof of the phone call, as she showed the conversation between Taylor and Kanye. In the video, you're able to hear Taylor say, "It's like a compliment," and this was after Kanye read the lyrics to her. And then Kanye says, "What I give a about is you as a person and as a friend. I want things that make you feel good," before he thanked Taylor. You can find this video online, but that's just a brief summary about how the conversation is going. But Taylor didn't take much time to respond to those videos with a post on Instagram, basically implying she's never heard the song, as Kanye kinda misled her without her fully knowing the lyrics and how she would have been portrayed as. And then she went ahead and captioned this post with, "That moment when Kanye West secretly records your phone call, then Kim posts it on the internet." Poor Taylor, because it gets even worse for her, as Kanye was on stage at a Drake concert and told the audience, "I'm so glad my wife has Snapchat, cause now y'all can know the truth," before Kim posted these videos. And she actually hyped up her Snapchat seemingly to promote the video, because she was tweeting to tell people they don't want to miss out her Snapchat. And also, she tweeted a ton of snake emojis, which Kanye fans would use to spam Taylor all over her social media. It wouldn't be until 2019 when Taylor opened up to the Rolling Stones about this infamous phone call, where apparently Kanye would hang out with Taylor privately and say a ton of nice things to her, but in public he was completely different, and ever since the VMAs moment, she just wanted his respect but learned he was two-faced. And then in March of 2020, the full phone call leaked online, and Taylor was not shy to say something, because she said this full clip proved she was telling the truth the whole time about the call, and the call was illegally recorded, edited, and manipulated in order to frame her and put her fans, family, and of course herself through it for 4 years. Then in December of 2023, she opened up to Time where she said this whole situation took her career from her and this event took her down psychologically to a place she's never been before. She moved to a foreign country, didn't leave her rental house for a year, and was afraid to get any phone calls as she pushed a ton of people away in her life because she didn't trust anyone anymore. This is so upsetting, but Alexa, play Karma. And finally, there were rumors floating around recently about how Kanye bought a ticket in front of Taylor's Super Bowl suite and then she had him removed. These rumors started after former NFL player Brandon Marshall alleged that Kanye picked a seat in front of Taylor's suite, knowing cameras would be on her when she cheered for her man Travis Kelce. In an episode of the I Am Athlete's Paper Route podcast, he says Taylor got upset and made a few calls as everyone got involved, and then Kanye got kicked out. But Kanye's representatives told Forbes that this was completely not true. In fact, Kanye says he's been more helpful to Taylor's career than harmful, which maybe he doesn't remember anything he's done or has been replaced by a clone, because a lot of people believe his music video for Famous Alone could be categorized as revenge corn, if you know what I mean.
In a surprise turn of events, Kanye West has now issued an apology to the Jewish community over his anti-Semitic remarks that sparked criticism several months ago. Now he's saying that he has sought forgiveness and regretted any pain his words might have caused. On Instagram, he posted a statement saying, "I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unplanned outburst. It was not my intent to hurt or disrespect, and I very much regret any pain I may have caused. I am committed to begin with myself and to learn from this experience in order to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future." He went on to say, "Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to repairing and advancing unity." In response, the Anti-Defamation League released their own statement saying, "After causing untold damage by using his vast influence and platform to poison countless minds with vicious anti-Semitism and hate, an apology in Hebrew might be the first step on a long journey towards making amends to the Jewish community and all those he has hurt." While they did say it is a step in the right direction, they also said ultimately actions will speak louder than words. And while this is the first time Kanye's apology sounded somewhat serious, he did make another kind of apology back in March when he took to Instagram and wrote, "Watching Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people. Thank you, Jonah Hill, I love you." His bizarre post did not get a response from the actor, but the directors of 21 Jump Street, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who reacted in their own Twitter accounts. They wrote, "Thanks for watching," and "Laughter is the best medicine." The comment section was filled with people joking about Kanye's change of heart. Someone wrote, "This is going to be in a history textbook in like 100 years, and we live in a South Park episode." But clearly a simple social media post was not going to be enough to erase all of his comments. In response to the news, the executive director of Stop Antisemitism released a statement saying, "Joking about a movie with Jonah Hill is not the apology that the Jewish people deserve from Kanye, particularly when his anti-Semitic tirades continue to have a dangerous trickle-down effect of hatred against Jews." She did say that forgiveness is a possibility, but that he would have to publicly denounce his associates like Nick Fuentes and properly apologize for his past statements. The American Jewish Committee also feels similarly. Their spokesperson released a statement saying, "It is a little odd that all it might take for Kanye to renounce his vile anti-Semitism is to watch an 11-year-old Jonah Hill movie. Whether or not he is sincere, only he knows." They said that he still has a lot of explaining and apologizing to do, but they're willing to meet with him if he sincerely wanted to do the right thing. The organization made it clear that the path to forgiveness could only be possible if Kanye chose to renounce all of his statements. Then and only then could they attempt to give him another chance. But unfortunately, by that point, it seemed as though a lot of the damage was already done. That same month, the Anti-Defamation League reported that more than 30 anti-Semitic incidents have been directly linked to his comments. These incidents included things like vandalism, banner drops, and propaganda distributions, even on college campuses. There was a massive uptick in the use of the slogan "Yay is right," which surfaced online in hashtags and anti-Semitic accounts. Since October last year, there have been more than 10,000 Twitter mentions using the slogan, and those posts reached more than 5 million users. Kanye's outburst coincided with Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, which came with an increase in anti-Semitic posts on the platform and a decrease in moderation. As for Kanye's own life, there has been a number of consequences for his hate speech. The ball started rolling when he got locked out of his Twitter and Instagram accounts, which caused a firestorm on social media. Then came Balenciaga, on the heels of his appearance at Balenciaga's Paris Fashion Week, where Kanye decided to rock up with Candace Owens wearing a WLM t-shirt, the brand officially cut ties with the artist. The parent company told WWD that Balenciaga has no longer any relationship nor any plans or future projects related to this artist. Next, we have Vogue. It was reported that the magazine and its editor-in-chief Anna Wintour cut ties with Kanye amidst the growing controversy. The friendship between Ye and Anna was a long one. In fact, she recently wore Yeezy sunglasses at a New York Fashion Week in September. But their relationship was already on the rocks after Vogue released a statement defending its editor Gabriella Carifa Johnson, who Kanye attacked online just because she criticized his fashion show. He was then kicked out of JP Morgan Chase Bank, but the most lucrative contract that came to an end was likely his iconic partnership with Adidas. The German sports brand said that it does not tolerate anti-Semitism and called his recent remarks unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and said that they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. Interestingly enough, the company did acknowledge that the split would cost them in the short term, as they were estimated to lose around $330 million at the time. Nevertheless, they officially ended production of items under the Yeezy brand and stopped all payments to Kanye and his companies, which must have been a difficult decision because, to put it into perspective, in 2020, the partnership brought in nearly $1.7 billion in revenue for them. So the monetary loss would be a huge blow to Adidas. But realistically, the pressure to act was really mounting against them, and they might have lost even more money in the long term if they did nothing. Kanye was also dropped by his talent agency CAA, also by the film and television studio called MRC. In fact, they had just completed a documentary film about him, but studio executives officially decided to shelve that documentary recently. They then released a statement saying, "This morning, after discussion with our filmmakers and distribution partners, we made the decision not to proceed with any distribution for our recently completed documentary about Kanye West. We cannot support any content that amplifies his platform." Then Johnny Depp's attorney Camille Vasquez also announced that she would stop working with Kanye, even though we all know she was the one who stepped up to lead Depp to victory in his defamation trial against Amber Heard. Camille informed her firm Brown Rudnick that she was not willing to represent the billionaire rapper less than a week after he hired her. Despite her stance, her firm was said to still be open with working with him if he was to retract his anti-Semitic statements. But of course, he never did, and he refused to back down. In the midst of the firestorm, Kanye continued to go on his rants in interviews and on social media. Eventually, he isolated a very large part of his fan base, and more recently, he seems to have been involved in a very bizarre incident while getting a pedicure. The rapper was caught on video scolding a nail tech for hurting him during a private pedicure. Before she even finished, he abruptly stops the service and storms out. His friend Ty Dolla $ign posted the video and then quickly deleted it, but of course not before everyone on his Instagram saw the disaster unfold. In the clip, Kanye could be seen sitting in a chair with one foot in a wash basin and the other one on the pedicurist's lap. Seemingly out of nowhere, he then makes a big noise in reaction to the woman working on his feet. When he flinches, she tries to explain what she was doing and assure him that he was okay, but Kanye was not having it. In the video, you could see him pull his foot back, stand up and say, "Nah, I'm not gonna do the rest of it. I gotta go, I'm not gonna do it." The woman once again tried to show him the process, but he told her to wrap it up because he was not going to go through with it. She sounded a little confused and asked him what about his hands. In response, Kanye just said, "Nope, thank you very much." And the whole time this is happening, Ty was sitting on a nearby couch looking really uncomfortable. He then stares blankly into the camera after witnessing the cringe-worthy moment. Kanye didn't seem to give it a second thought though, as he nonchalantly walked over to his friend and started talking about music. As we know, he spent the majority of his summer gallivanting around the streets of Europe without shoes on. Jason Lee, who spent a good chunk of 2022 working as his head of media and partnerships, claimed that he was going barefoot to prove a point and stage a PR stunt. He said, "I think the fact that people are talking about Kanye's feet just shows how much power he still has in the wake of cancel culture." He called it a smart and strategic move and said, "I wouldn't be surprised if the next time we saw shoes on his feet would be a project that he designed." So maybe going barefoot was all a part of Kanye's master plan. But he did cause a lot of controversy for his lack of clothing in Italy. He and his wife Bianca Censori was spotted wearing some very interesting clothing while traveling all around the country. A ton of paparazzi photos then showed them walking barefoot on the road. Bianca was usually wearing very sheer clothing, and Kanye, on the other hand, seemed to be a little too overdressed with a lot of layers. What came with this was a lot of criticism from a portion of Italy's residents because of what they perceived to be overly revealing clothing. Some people went as far to even call for Bianca's arrest or asking her to get kicked out of the country. One user suggested that a law would enable the police to arrest whoever
simply doesn't comply with the indecency rule. Others wondered if the couple could be kicked out of the country for their attire, and described it as completely disrespectful to a conservative Catholic culture. But could she have really been punished for these outfits? Well, the people who are calling for it to happen would be referring to an Italian law that penalizes people for wearing inappropriate attire. The Italian Constitutional Court states that individuals could receive fines ranging from 5,000 to 10,000 euros or face imprisonment of 4 months to 4 years if they expose themselves in a location that is frequented by young people. But why were the two of them in Italy in the first place? Well, Travis Scott's recent show was in Rome at the ancient Circus Maximus Stadium. While he was performing, he introduced Kanye as a surprise guest. He then made a little speech about how much he meant to him and praised his rap career. He said, "There is no utopia without Kanye West. There is no Travis Scott without Kanye West. There is no Rome without Kanye West." And then Travis went on to describe Kanye as the only human being on the planet that has ever walked side by side with him through anything and everything. It was the first time that he had performed live since his mass cancellation, as we know, after he made those series of anti-Semitic remarks. So it was definitely a controversial decision on behalf of Travis Scott to even have him there. And even worse is the fact that he was a surprise guest, meaning that people in the audience could not have expected that. Because as we know, Kanye's comments have obviously hurt his career considerably.